Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube Masterclass channel. Today we will focus entirely on one of the most high demand, high impact skill. An organized inbox is the backbone of a productive business, right? And today we will learn how to turn inbox chaos into a streamlined system. But the question is, how are we going to do that? So just think about it, guys. Like most business owners spend hours a day drowning in unread messages, spam, and missed opportunities. So when a client hires you for email management, they aren't just asking you to sort email. They are hiring you to buy back their time and protect their peace of mind. So, your goal as an email specialist is just simple. Keep that inbox clean, ensure urgent messages are highlighted, and handle routine correspondence efficiently. And to do that effectively, your daily workflow will generally revolve around three core pillars. So, what are these? First, we have inbox organization. This is where we sort, archive, or deleting incoming mails to the inbox so it will stay manageable. Second, we have system automation. This is where we use tools like labels, stars, and filters to categorize emails. Okay. Lastly, we have client communication. So in this part, there will be like updating backend setting that will happen. So maintaining professional signatures, that is where email signature comes in, and setting up autoresponders. This is where we set vacation response to the settings. Okay? All right, so let's look at the real world scenario. We're going to log in into our Gmail and look at the exact tools you use every day to keep your client organized. So, two of our absolute best friends are going to be the stars and labels. So, let me just put this down in here. So, so first we will talk about how are we going to use the stars and why are we going to use stars, by the way. So, first thing and foremost, guys, we need to set up the stars using, in the settings. Okay, so we will go to the settings here. As you can see, there is settings. Just hit on it and click on see all settings and scroll down here. All right. So from here, you can see the stars from here. And we have an option to choose 1 star, 4 stars, and all stars. But I would suggest you to just click on all stars so you have an option to use the stars and the symbols. Okay? So once you click on that one, always make sure to hit the save button in here. This one, save changes. So it will be safe. And after that, we can go back to, let's say, for example, we have it set up. So we go to the inbox and choose an email where I can show you on how the star is gonna be look like. And yes. So from here, so let's say for example, this one's choose this one. I'm kind of looking for the specific email. Hold on. Should be this one. Okay, this one. So I'm gonna set this one as an example. So again, guys, stars are perfect for flagging urgent messages, and if the client receives a high priority invoice or a time sensitive contract, you can just go ahead and click on the star icon. So by clicking the stars icon, guys, this will instantly highlight the email so your client knows exactly what needs their attention first thing in the morning. Okay. So in order for you to do this or put a stars, you just have to click on the stars from here. You just have to click, click, click until you have your colors, until you have the choice color that you want. Let's say, for example, this is a high sensitive email. So just gonna put a red bang here. Where's the red bang? Okay. Okay, just put this one. Okay. So since we already set up the stars from the setting, we have the option here. We can put stars or even these symbols from here. This one. So that's it. That's how we use the stars in sorting out the emails from making it more, just letting our client know that this email is important, this email is urgent, this email has this important information in it, so they will be aware of that. All right, so for deeper organization, guys, we will use labels. So we will talk about the labels here on how are we going to use the labels? What is the labels for? Okay, so think of the labels like a digital folder, but better. Okay, because one email can have multiple labels. You can select a message, click on the label icon, create categories like client inquiries, receipt, or action required, and you can even color code it so the inbox become instantly skimmable. Okay, so I'm gonna show you on how to create a label. So first thing, you can see the plus sign here. All you need to do is to click on it and it will gives you an option to create a label. And from here, you have an option to put a name of your choice. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna put client data info, or yeah, client data info, that one. And this one below, this is your option of making a sub label. So consider this one as the main label, and from here, this is also the sub label. So let's discuss first how to create the main label. So just hit create, and it should be here as you can see. So by clicking the three dots from the right side, it gives you the option to organize this folder by choosing the right color that you wanted. Like for example, I'm gonna select this color. So here. And then again, you can select a color. You have an option to rename it by clicking edit. You have an option to remove it or delete it. You had an option as well to put some sub label to it, just like I mentioned earlier. Okay. All right. So we have created a label from here. Now, how are we going to move the email from the primary inbox to the label inbox? Okay. So to do that, guys, you need to click on this one, the move to. So this is where you are going to find the label or the categories that you have created. Okay, so let's try and move that in from here. Move to, and we are going to select the client data info. Okay, again, you just have to click on the move to, and then it gives you the option to choose which of this category you're going to select or make that email get into this folder. Okay, let's try and select that one. See, it's gone. And let's try to look back at the client data info folder. Click on it, and there you go. It's in here. Okay, so that is how are we going to put stars on the email select, create a labels, and move specific emails to another folder. All right. So beyond daily sorting, guys, there is also a professional email virtual assistants, like they call it backend settings. So this is, a professional virtual assistant manage the backend settings. So in order for us to create email signatures and vacation responses. We are talking about right now, we are talking about email signature, guys, and vacation responses. We are done with sorting, like creating labels and putting stars in an email. Now we are going to proceed with the critical areas. Let's say like critical areas, like putting email signatures and vacation responses. So how are we going to do that? So first, of course, you have to scroll down in the general setting tab again. So let's go ahead and click the setting tab and see all settings. And we will find the signature block in this area here. So why is it that we need to create email signature? Why is that? Okay, so the reason for that, guys, is we need to make sure, or we always want to ensure that your client looks professional. Okay, because the email signature, it gives the impression of professionalism, let's say legitimacy of the company. Okay, so from here, let's scroll down a bit. Okay, there you go. So in this area, you have the option to type or update the name, title, contact information, or even company logo. And of course, from here, I have my own signature from here, in which I have created this one using a free email signature website. It is actually called HubSpot. So in this area, you have an option to create your own signature. So to start with that, you of course need to input your information, like your first name and your last name, your company name, phone number, telephone number, and the company website, as well as your work email address, and also the place, the address, complete address, and as well as social media links if you have any. And after that, you can click next, and then you also have an option to put a signature and a profile pictures in your signature. So all you need to do is to download that picture, get the links, and the same here, you also need to get the links, and then you also have the option to input your signatures. So in my case, I have write or type in my full name here, and then there should be an option next. See this one, next. And in this one, you have an option to select your template, and then hit on next, and here. So this is our finished product. So all you need to do is just to copy this one. You have an option to copy, and then go back to your email, and you can paste it right here. Okay. And this is where you create the name of this one, because whatever you put in here, it will reflect in here. So it will give you an option for you to know which one you are going to use. This one as well. And after that, you need to save it, so it will be listed in that area, and it will reflect on the email. And so on. After that, right at the very bottom of the page, guys, there is a vacation responder. So from here, this one. So when your client goes on holiday, attends a conference, or takes a well-deserved day off, you will need to turn this on. Okay? And of course, you need to set the dates and write a polite automated emails, okay? Letting the sender know when they can expect a response or reply. So from here, you have an option to put the date, this one. When will be the first vacation take place? So yes, and you can also turn this on and just set the dates in here, which is very understandable. And you have to make sure that the email from here looks good. There's no error. Okay, so that one. Just to make sure that the email is letting know the sender that the client or the your client goes on holiday vacation or a well-deserved day off. And after that, you have an option to save it. Again, make sure to save it and it should be good. Okay, so for the signature, again, guys, email signature, once you have set that up, it should be look like this in your email. So every time you send an email, it will always be here attached to it. All right. So, and also, guys, before I forgot, aside from creating labels and putting stars, you also have an option to create a task in here. In this area, you say task here, because for our emails there could be urgent emails, important and less important emails, but those emails are still important. Like for example, it has information of the business and the important email as well and urgent email as well. So what's actually the difference between urgent and important emails? So when we say urgent, those email requires immediate attention, while important, it is important, but it does not require immediate attention. Okay, so when you are dealing with important emails, you can just put that on task and just set a time frame or a specific time where or when you want to work it out. Okay, just have to click on the task, add a task in here, and I would suggest you to put the subject of the email so you will get reminded with it. So let's say client relation, and you can put the details in here, and either you can put the date, like for example today, and you have to set the time. Let's say for example you start work around 9 and you still busy at that time, so you can just set a specific time where you think that you can handle this email. So this is where actually time management comes in, guys. Time management is really important in this work as a virtual assistant. So you just go ahead and click on 1 p.m. and either you want it repeated or just on it depends on you. Okay? So once that's set up, it will give you a notification like, hey, you need to work on this one, so it won't get lost actually, and it will give you the notification that, okay, I need to work on this one right now. Okay, so that's how you create a task. And yeah, I believe that's all for now, guys. And also, just to remind you that mastering these Gmail tools allows you to take total control of your inbox, like turning a source of client into a highly organized system. So, practice setting this up in your own inbox to get comfortable with the workflow. Alrighty. And in our next video, we'll take this step further and look at advanced filtering and email rules to automate the cleanup process. And enjoy the rest of the day and see you there.